Scheduled for 4 rounds of professional boxing at the super featherweight division of 130 pounds. Calling first to the stage from the blue corner, Saeed Fadafi. Welcoming to the stage his opponent from the red corner, Huy Tan Nguyen. Introducing to you first, fighting out the blue corner, hailing out of and proudly representing Indonesia. With a professional record of 3 victories, 9 losses and no bouts even. Please give it up for Saeed Fadafi. And his opponent fighting out the red corner, proudly representing Vietnam. Making his professional debut, please give it up for Huy Tan Nguyen. And your referee in charge of the action, Ajahn Warawut Duan Khao. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Ajahn Thanakorn Kantong, Ajahn Chris Sanyadet, and Mr. Carlos Costa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ali McConey. I will shortly be joined by my commentary partner in the world of boxing, the man in the know, Mr. Jimmy Bowe. But right now we have fight number 3 on the card. It's a super featherweight affair over 4 rounds of action. It's Vietnam taking on Indonesia. This is fight number 3 of 16 fights we have on the card. Make sure you stick around because there are some great title fights coming up later on this afternoon/evening. Right now, we have Huy Tan Nguyen in the red corner representing Vietnam in his debut, and in the blue corner, Saeed Fadafi from Indonesia in the blue. Fadafi, the experienced fighter of the 2, with 12 fights in his record, 3 victories, 9 defeats, and no draws. So both fighters in the orthodox stance. You can see Nguyen just controlling something in the ring right now, stalking his opponent, walking him down. Stiff jab there from Fadafi. Fadafi, though, really trying to command the range on the outside with his jab. Now switching stances to southpaw and switching back to orthodox. It was a very short switch for Fadafi. Fadafi using his experience right now just to download information and to just try and work out his range, trying to control the distance with these straight punches, these big overhand rights, looping power shots. And you can see Nguyen just trying to slowly just get into his groove. A bit of a slip there, but I don't think referee Warawut Duan Khao spotted that. That was very strange. Very sloppy from the referee. But let's see if Fadafi can get back into this. Feint here from Nguyen. Nguyen tying up his opponent right now. And referee Warwick Dunkao telling him off for trying to attempt to sweep by the looks of things. Fadafi again back in southpaw. Straight punches to the body here from Nguyen. Nguyen with the jab. 1-2 from Nguyen as well. Nguyen high guard. You can tell that Nguyen is the less experienced fighter. Just he's very, very heavy with the shoulders at the moment. Very tight guard. But he's definitely coming to fight though, packing a lot of power behind his punches. Whereas Fadafi is acting like it's just another walk in the park. A bit too much because he slipped earlier. Costing him the knockdown. And oh, there you go. That's definitely a knockdown though. Fadafi felt that one right to the liver. Technically, one more knockdown and it's all over for Fadafi because the slip that, well, he called it a slip at least. But referee Warwick Dunkao did not. And here comes Nguyen going for the kill, targeting the body with that right hand. 10 seconds now. Let's see if he can put Fadafi away with one huge clubbing shot. There's Fadafi there with a bit of showmanship and landing the uppercut. And another uppercut from Fadafi to end round one. Okay, here we go. We have some replays for you from round number one. So, Nguyen definitely the more aggressive fighter on the front foot. There's that second knockdown where he got knocked down in his own corner. And here is Nguyen, the debutant, getting some good advice there in his corner. I think he really just needs to target the body as much as he possibly can to get himself his first win on his professional record. Great first round really for Nguyen, even though he did look like he was quite tight in his shoulders, but you're going to expect that. It's just a bit of nerves. If your first ever professional fight, of course you're going to be nervous. In a few fights' time, he'll be as cool as a cucumber, just like Fadafi. He was probably a little bit too cool in that first round, and now needs to heat things up. This is a 4-round affair, so if Fadafi wants to stay in this fight, he's really got to get going right now. Can't wait too long for the counter punches. Good 3-punch combination there from Fadafi, followed on by a right hand on the outside. Fadafi controlling the range with his left hand. Good 2-punch combination there. Doing a bit of a windmill of a taunt right now. Sometimes you see fighters windmill with their one hand and then punch with the other. Fadafi's switching stances again. No doubt you want to think that Nguyen is going to target that body. Nguyen, high guard, good left hook there from Nguyen. Fadafi ducking and dipping under it, going into the clinch. Referee Warwick Dunkao saying you need to keep your head up. Fadafi on the back foot. Good 4-punch combination there from the Indonesian fighter. But he really does need to try and score a knockdown, be a bit mean, be a bit nasty in this round. Try and claw something back if he can. Again, bit of showmanship here from Fadafi in the southpaw stance, but we are not falling for it. Keeping a nice relaxed guard. Following his opponent though a little bit too much, but one thing's for sure, he's definitely the more powerful of the two, and looks like he's the more fitter as well, just looking at the physiques of both fighters. Here we go, halfway mark now in this second round. We're pretty much almost halfway through the fight too. And it looks like Nguyen can keep this pace up for another 2 rounds if he has to. Fadafi on the other hand though, starting to breathe quite heavy in round 2. He's trying to command the fight on the back foot, trying to control it, but just not being a very successful back foot fighter. Needs to really put a lot more output. Start targeting Nguyen a lot more. Good right hand though now from Fadafi. Getting out the way of Nguyen's counter and going down a bit. It looks like it was is it a slip? But no. This is another knockdown, and that is it. That's the end of the fight. Protest there from Fadafi, saying that he was okay to continue and just trying to catch his breath, but unfortunately not for Warwick Dunkao. So that will be a win then on the record of Nguyen Thanh Nguyen. Take a look at the replay right here. So Nguyen just hunting his opponent down with these clubbing right hands to the head and to the body throughout the fight. throughout that round. It was more quality than quantity from Nguyen, and it paid off for him because he delivered the killing blow, was able to get a win, and not just any win, a knockout win on his professional record. Take it over to Peter Devon for the official decision.
This bout was stopped at the time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds by way of TKO. Round 2, your winner, fighting out of the red corner. And the next bout is scheduled for 4 rounds of professional boxing at the super middleweight division at 168 pounds. Calling first to the stage, fighting out the blue corner, Patphong Sitchan Singh. Welcoming to the stage, his opponent out of the red corner, Alisher Ismailov. Introducing to you first, fighting out the blue corner, representing Thailand. With a professional boxing record of 7 victories, 11 losses, and no bouts even. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Patphong Sitchan Singh. And his opponent fighting out the red corner, heading out of and proudly representing Uzbekistan. With a boxing record of 2 victories and no losses. Please give it up for the undefeated Alisher Ismailov. And your referee in charge of the action once it begins, Ajahn Thanakon Khantong. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Ajahn Warawut Duan Khao, Ajahn Chris Sanyadet, and Mr. Carlos Costa.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we have fight number 4 coming up, but I'm proudly being joined now by the man in the know, Mr. Jimmy Bow. What do you hear? What do you see, Jimmy?
Thanks for having me here, Ali.
Okay, so we are set now for our 4th bout in the super middleweight division, 4-round affair. It is Uzbekistan taking on Thailand. Ismailov is undefeated as a pro. This is his 3rd professional fight, whereas Patphong Khowiled, this is his 19th professional fight.
And already we've got a very classic matchup here, Ali. We've got a southpaw against an orthodox, so it's going to be a battle of the footwork.
But to make things even worse for Patphong, he's fighting a taller fighter, and what a shot to land against a taller fighter by going down low to the body, your right hand to the body.
Yeah, and you made that point already, is when you're going up against southpaw, it's already more difficult, but going up against a taller southpaw, you're already at a disadvantage here. So I'm very curious to see how the Thai fighter here really tries to work out the puzzle that is this man. And
I think he was off to a good start early on with that right hand to the body. Let's see if he can build on that, though. Ismailov definitely doesn't want to lose his O on his professional record.
I mean, Ismailov is doing a great job right now of controlling the distance and holding central ring, but what I'm seeing quite a lot from Patphong is he's going down to the body with the right hand very well.
But in a way, like, why is Ismailov doing, what is he doing so early on that you can spot? What's he doing that's controlling the range so well?
Well, he's holding the center of the ring. He's a taller fighter, and he's holding the center of the ring. So when you hold that center of the ring, you can kind of dictate where your opponent goes. Think of it almost like when a dog is herding sheep. They're trying to decide where they want them to go and which corner they want them to go in. And it walks them into shots like that. That's how that big shot landed. He made his opponent walk into it. So notice how he's actually feinting with his right hand a lot, and it's allowing Patphong to kind of guess where he's going to throw the shot from, and he moves into his opponent's left hand here.
There you go, already early on, top tier analysis from Jimmy Bowe right here in the commentary booth. And we're coming up to the final minute of the first round. I mean, Patphong definitely has packed a couple of punches in this round, but you've got to admit that the smarter fight is being fought by Ismailov at the moment.
Yeah, Ismailov is boxing beautifully, but, you know, credit to Patphong. He's got downstairs with that right hand to the body, which is the perfect punch to lance against a southpaw if you are in the orthodox stance. So he's got the right game plan, but Ismailov, to me, looks like someone who is just a little bit bigger and stronger than Patphong can handle.
Getting cheers here in the crowd for Patphong.
Ismailov doing a great job now. He doesn't rush in. He isn't overcommitting to a shot. Now, you'll notice sometimes Ismailov is actually smothering himself when he gets up too close to Patphong. So as long as he keeps that medium to long range, he's just going to absolutely dominate this fight, unless he takes a big right hand from Patphong.
Yeah, that's something that you can see Patphong is just trying to line up at the moment. Clock winds down, though. We have 10 seconds to go in this first round.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, Patphong's had nearly 20 professional fights. He's definitely an experienced guy, and that is the end of the round. A great end to it, and a hit after the bell. A bit of drama going on, but a great action sequence to end it. So here we are with some action replays. You can see that during that round, it was just very much a battle of the footwork, and there you see, using the center of the ring to his advantage. You know, Ismailov knows when he's in the center of the ring, it's very hard to get hit clean with a shot. And the only shot you get hit clean with is that right to the body. So to me, Patphong's doing exactly what he needs to do, but at the same time, he's not doing enough of what he's supposed to do. I'd like to see Patphong really start mixing things up with going right hand down body, but also going upstairs with it as well. But
well, we will see if he's going to follow your advice, Jimmy, going into the second round.
I mean, that's all it really takes, though, is one good shot. And if you've already felt a good right hand or left hand to your body, the one thing about that feeling is, Ali, is you're going to be reminded of it every time. You don't want to get hit to the body. We all know that feeling. So he's already reminded his opponent of that.
Yeah, recovering from body shots is something, like I say all the time, it's like eating a roast dinner and then falling in front of the fireplace. You're just not going to get up very anytime soon. Good torpedo over left hand there from Ismailov to kick off round number 2.
Ismailov almost looked a little bit aggressive coming out there in the sense of his, you know, his facial features. He looked angry at Patphong. I think that was due to the end sequence of the first round where there was a little bit of a hit after the bell. But Ismailov looking very aggressive now and looks like he's trying to finish Patphong. Yeah,
Patphong trying to command the fight on the outside. Really don't agree with that. I think if you're a shorter fighter here, you want to try and duck and dip and get on the inside as much as you possibly can. Like Teddy Atlas would say, try and get through a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, very, very good analogy. And I think that's the credit to Ismailov, though. He's a very tall guy, but he's making himself look even longer inside the ring, so it makes it very difficult for Patphong to actually get in on the inside. But you're right, Patphong's at a disadvantage when he's got his back against the ropes. He wants to try and start moving towards the center of the ring and try and battle for the middle. It's almost like a chess game. You want your pawns in the middle of the board, and it's very similar in this fight. You kind of want to see who can control the center.
So we've got Gianni Suba, former One Championship fighter and owner of the Block in Bali, giving great cornering advice to Alisher Ismailov.
Patphong's done a good job so far with those rights to the body, and there it is again. You don't need to land many shots, except one good body shot will put somebody down, but Ismailov, to me, looks like he's a little bit more game, and he just really wants to put him away. But great head movement by Patphong there as well. The referee's going to attempt to keep his chin up, but to me, if he's getting out of the way of the shots, let him do that.
Yeah, that was a cracking left uppercut to the body there from Ismailov. Really wants to target that body as much as he can.
Ismailov with a beautiful left hand as well, right on the edge of the jaw of Patphong. So Ismailov's really calculating where he's throwing these shots. He's holding that center ring, constantly pushing that jab out and just trying to find an opening with that big left hand. And you can tell he's got that Soviet-style boxing, just staying with a very wide stance and constantly pumping that jab out. Not necessarily trying to land with the jab, but trying to set up the left hand with it.
Trying to get that uppercut to the body, and it looked like it just grazed the abdomen of Patphong. Again, great combination there from Ismailov. Patphong backing off.
Ismailov with a beautiful uppercut. And it's that classic shot we always talk about, which is the rear uppercut. If you're fighting a southpaw or an orthodox with the opposite stance, you want to aim for the chest with that rear uppercut, Ali.
Yeah, you definitely do. There you go. That is the end of round number 2. Get the replays coming up shortly. And then we'll head into round 3. Really, Ismailov was in command of that round completely. Didn't let Patphong off the hook at all. Commanded it so well with these body punches. You know, going down low and also going up high with that right hook to the head. Patphong really needs to go for broke now, almost adopt a Ricky Hatton strategy and just try and slip and dip and rip his way in to just crack the defense of Ismailov. But like they say, fighting a taller fighter, and no matter what fight sport you're competing in, is so difficult, especially if they're a southpaw.
Yeah, nobody wants to go up against a southpaw, but nobody wants to go up against a taller fighter. So if you combine the two, it's really just a recipe for disaster. And, you know, a good southpaw boxer will dominate the sport of boxing every time, and everybody knows that as well. But Patphong's doing a good job with the right hand to the body, but is it enough?
It's just like that big kid on the playground you don't want to mess with. That's definitely Alisher. Ismailov. Let's see if he can progress to 3-0, or is Patphong going to rip up the script here and cause a huge upset in round 3? Here we go. Good right hand there to the body from Patphong, going down low and catching Ismailov off guard.
I mean, if you look at the scoring sections, Patphong has got about 30 people in his corner scoring for him right now, so that's got to play into his favor when you've got the home crowd. But Ismailov, to me, doesn't look very fazed by it. A great left hand downstairs, followed up upstairs as well. And that's what Ismailov needs to do. Instead of going for these single shot combinations, he needs to start putting the pieces together now, going body, head as well, because Patphong is just getting underneath all of his single shot shots.
Ismailov just trying to go to the body right now. Referee not happy with the clinch from Patphong.
I've got to give credit to this referee, though. He's doing a very good job of controlling the action as well. Like, as soon as he sees something he doesn't like, he's stepping in as much as he possibly can. So I like to see the referee taking control here.
Great footwork there from Ismailov, cutting off Patphong as he tried to escape with his footwork on the outside.
And you can hear the corner of Ismailov telling him to go to the body. And Ismailov, I think, is trying to get that left hand to the body. It's definitely an opening, but a big right hand from Patphong there.
Yeah, but Ismailov coming back with his own right hands, but the right hooks to the head.
And this is what I'm not a fan of with Patphong. He's almost just reserving himself to the single shot combinations. Unless you've got knockout power, you've got to start setting things up with more than one punch, because Patphong right now is only throwing a right hand. That's the only shot he's really throwing. He's getting underneath shots beautifully, but not countering.
Good right hand there from Patphong, but he needs a lot more of that if he wants to stop Ismailov in his tracks, who just keeps on going through the gears. If anything, he's holding a good place and sticking to his strategy, Jimmy. Just keeps on chipping away at Patphong, and Patphong in trouble here, ducking down, and he finally goes down. Is he going to make the count, though?
I mean, that was a beautiful combination, send him down, and that's what we've been waiting for, a combination to finish the action, sequence. The referee's waving it off, and to me, that's a great stoppage. I mean, we were saying just earlier on, Ali, that Patphong was throwing single punch combinations that were doing well, but that's all they were. They were just single punch combinations. Let's see some of these action replays here. So Ismailov really just peppering Patphong in this clip, trying to get something through, trying to keep it going, and just doing everything he can to put him away. And that's what we needed to see. And eventually, he got those shots through. And I think Patphong felt that shot just really rock his equilibrium. It's one of those shots that just behind the ear, and it takes you a long time to really get back up. But let's go with Peter Denman in the center of the ring for the final announcement.
And your winner by way of KO in the third round at the time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds, fighting out of the red